Hey guys, so next up is Disruptor. Really fun hero to play, amazing set of skills, a lot of utility that you can use. So your kinetic field and the ult kinda are made to work together. Ult is a really nice AoE damage spell. It also silences everybody that's in it. The only problem with that is it's just like a cast. Everybody can move in, move out. There's nothing holding them in. So this is pretty much how you're supposed to keep them in your ult, being damaged and silenced, right? So there's a way where you can always cast this and then your ult. The problem is, even at the last level, this is 4.4 seconds duration. This is 6 seconds. So, you know, about 1.5 seconds left, they can just kind of walk away if they survive it. The kinetic field does not keep you really in place. You can move to the edge of it, right? So if I cast it and I catch somebody here, he can still move there and just kind of wait until the wall expires. So if you can, if the fight allows you, if you're kind of fast enough, you position yourself well, and they're not that fast, the best way is to open up with Static Storm and then cast the kinetic field, so you get the maximum possible value. You know, that is if you can catch them that way. It can be tricky. This takes like 1 second to form. It's not it's not an immediate cage. It takes time to form, so just be careful. But that would be the preferred way, just to maximize the ult. Just a short tip on that. Glimpse is really nice. 1800 gas range. Pretty much just puts anybody where they were 4 seconds ago, something like Weaver's ult. You know, very similar spells. So if this Tides started rushing me from there, cut here, even if he blinked, me casting this would just completely return him where he was, and that's how the spell works, right? Really nice spell. It can also work in a way where I would just kind of plant this, and you can always return them into stuff like this. If they were here and they left this place, I saw where they were before they left. He got here, I can just kind of cast the Glimpse. As he travels back and gets close to the point where he was, you can kind of just cast the kinetic field and immediately trap them as soon as they get back, right? So also another way to combo this and this. And Thunderstruck is like a single target spell. But if anybody's close to that target while this is going off, they're gonna get hit as well. It's not a huge AoE radius, but it can still work, you know, especially if players are not careful enough, they're just panicking, running around. He can deal some damage to anybody who's close as well. So, as you can already see, the hero is really well equipped already. Does not depend that or like at all on items anyways. The only problem, like some other support heroes have, is you have no movement abilities, nothing to really push you away. You got no jumps like Mirana. You don't really play Blink. You can play Blink, but you know, that money can always go somewhere else, something more useful. And so yeah, you just kind of get those. That would be Glimmer Cape combined with Force Staff and the Netherlands for some cast range. And then some usual support stuff. And you're kind of set. You can use this offensively. You don't have to waste it defensively. You can save this for yourself or for ally, and that's how you're gonna play the hero. So at some point, you know, you spent your consumables and whatnot you brought in the lane. You can get null talismans if you want, but you know, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal for this hero. Talismans are much bigger deal for somebody like Storm. Somebody like Silencer, you know, they benefit much more from this, but I'm sure if you want. Let's say you have boots, you'll have boots anyways. Netherlands is one spell that you'll be getting. It just increases this range much more, allows you to cast this, and this. The whole point is, you know, again, stay away from the fight while also being able to participate, but not really being that targetable, that close. And this deals with the whole mana issues that you'll have. These are pretty spammable spells, you know, this one and this one especially, low cooldowns, even Glimpse. So, you know, the whole mana effect and mana generation is really nice from this, right? And the cast range. So, as usual, you can use the trick of just getting energy booster. That's gonna make you arcane boots, so you can increase your mana pool and, you know, refresh mana spam for yourself or anybody on your lane, help them out. And after that, you just kind of farm for the void stone that's also contained in this. And then the only thing remaining is the recipe. You wait for the recipe. Once you buy the recipe, you just, you know, get it delivered, and you disassemble the boots. Just, you know, right click disassemble, and then you take the energy booster into Netherlands, and they just nicely combine by themselves. You unlock it, of course, unlock the energy booster, and you got yourself Netherlands. You're back on the boot, but it's not a big deal. If I'm playing something like Netherlands, I just always usually, if I'm playing like support, right, I just usually end up with tranquil boots. You're covered with mana. Why not just cover yourself with nice health regeneration? It's also nice movement speed. So nothing really else that you would want here. You know, you can still harass, even if you wanna go for something like this early. You can still harass on the lane, go back, heal, come back on the lane, do everything again. So, you know, it's an option. If you wanna get this, you can just play with boots if you feel like it's enough, it's serving you well. You're not losing that much health, you don't have to go that often to the base. You know, there might not be just... but yeah, this is what you want. You know, many reasons why, like I said, and then you pretty much decide. Like I said, hero has a mobility problem. Force staff I would always recommend. It just kind of, you know, helps you move into the fight or away from the fight. If anybody's chasing you, you can nicely place the kinetic field. If they're still kind of catching up with you, you can just kind of push yourself away even further. You know, now it becomes like a nice combo where you can build a nice distance. Also, if anybody's running away, you can also help them with this. Your allies can pass through, of course, and trap the enemy hero, push your ally away from the danger as well with force staff. So as usual, always multiple uses with force staff. Cannot go wrong. Also gives you int, gives you extra health. Pretty much all that you would want anyways, right, as support of this type, as forecastable spells. So whenever you want to decide to make this, it will always be a good time to make it. There's no sooner or later. I like it sooner more than later. But Netherlands is kind of like something I always get first, and after Netherlands I either go something like Force Staff or Glimmer Cape. Those are my kind of smaller items in the beginning. Glimmer Cape is the same as Force Staff in a way where if anybody's running away, you can hide them with this. If they dust them, use dust and they can see them, or wards. Throw any spells at them, it's still 50% magic resistance, so they can even tank a lot of spell damage. It could be great for your carry or offlaner, you know, save them. Carries especially have low health in general, so it can be a big benefit for them. And you can just cast this on anybody that's going into a fight to just give him like a buffed, like a twice and something buffed hood effect, right, for a while. So if anybody's gonna join, about to jump in the fight, especially with Blink, you're close, let's say you're offlaner, you can just kinda cast this on them and they can jump, and any spell damage will be reduced like by a lot, right? So another way to use this. Also, the synergy with the Glimmer Cape and Force Staff, you can just hide somebody while they're here and you can push them away. Again with this, they won't even get out of invisibility. You know, it's just another way where all of this works together. Glimmer Cape and Force Staff always work off each other. Or if you kind of feel you're gonna die, if you save somebody, you can still use this for yourself. So you would kind of, you know, like they're here, you would push them away from the danger, and then use Glimmer Cape on yourself so you can escape or they can escape further. It just gives you so much more options, right? And that all increases the cast range of Force Staff, the cast range of Glimmer Cape, they all increase with Netherlands as well, right? So anything that you have, from spells, from items, anything that's castable, it just buffs the cast range. So there's even more benefit to make these, right? It's just a great synergy altogether. And kind of after all of these, if the game goes that long, you might not just get going, it might end, or either you're winning or losing. There's always Aeon Disc, kind of gives you that second life, gives you even more options. If you have this and these, you can always use these on somebody else, then don't have to worry much. You can tank any damage or spells with this and, you know, kind of get away usually, especially if you have something like Kinetic Field. And if anybody else is in trouble, you can use this on one hero, this on the second. You can kind of help two people at the same time, right? Maybe even three people with kinetic field. So a lot of options. There's also a nice health boost, mana boost. And this is just something that works always on any support or anybody like that, you know, that kind of doesn't want to get ganked and die immediately before even casting anything. Any of these or this. You know, that would be horrible. Somebody gank you and you just kind of die. Didn't cast any of these, you died without these. You know, it's just another layer of protection, of security, kind of like a second life. And there's something like Ghost Scepter as well. Like the best example I can always use is Ursa. Buff attack speed plus the passive can easily kill you in one shot, pretty much. One shot, I mean one cast of a spell. Also always plays blink, so he'll always be near you. You know, he's really good at eliminating low health heroes or anybody really that's kind of supportive but not that buffed with health. He pretty much just kind of one shot him almost. You know, just one shot him with no problems. He also has the first spell that can kind of use to catch up with you anyways. So if there's a hero like that, maybe if there's a hero like maybe like Legion Commander and you expect her to always jump on you and ult you, can precast this. You can precast if you see Faceless Void about to jump in. You kind of bait his ult and then kind of as soon as he lands, press this. Probably gonna automatically cast the Chronosphere. You can ruin it completely with this. Immediately cancels Juggernaut's ult. He's gonna keep cutting on you, but he won't be able to hit you. He's gonna be doing the animations. So this pretty much completely ruins Juggernaut's ult. That is the best way to counter Juggernaut as any hero. If you wanna counter him that way, you just get Gold Scepter. Juggernaut cannot do anything about it. Really, he can't do anything. So always keep in mind Ghost Scepter and a couple of items that I put here. Fuel as well if you want to make this. Again, if you see like a Legion commander ulting somebody, if Legion is not under blacking, you can cancel it with this. Again, Troll Warlord presses ult, rushes into somebody to lock him in. You can pretty much, you know, half the time completely off of his ult with this. His ult is I think 4 or 5 seconds, something like that, maybe even more. So that you just take the half immediately. It also removes any debuff on you if you get silenced. You know, like silence like from Orchid or Bloodthorn. Silencer that casts the first spell and the last word. You're under those and press the Yule, and once you come down, they are all cleared. And you don't take any damage, right? And you're not silenced. So that's another way. Pudge. You'll be having extra gas range for this, but as you can see, even if there's Enigma ulting, you can cancel Enigma's ult. She won't be able to pull you at that distance effectively. You know, Pudge's ult, anything like that. If anybody targets you with a stun, that it's gonna, you know, the flying stun like Sven, Chaos Knight, Red King, you know, they cast those stuns that kind of take time to fly and hit you. Just cast this, they evade those. Just a bunch of useless as usual with Yule, and you can never go wrong with it. You're gonna make it just in something like a second or first time even you make it. And also combos with kinetic field. So you know you just gonna do like this and make it so when they land, they immediately land in the cage. Yes. Also an option for that. So it's one of the best items in the game, really. People don't make it as much as they should. It's a crazy item, and there's also a Lotus Orb. You can just kind of cast on yourself if you need. Maybe on your offlaner before it goes into the fight, or on a carry. It's like another layer of protection that they can just evade. You know, the first spells that are being cast, if it's Hex, if it's done, it can backfire on those that cast it. For example, if there's, you know, Shadow Shaman kind of wants to catch the carry with Hex and Shackle. If he casts Hex, he gets Hexed back, so, you know, your carry can either escape or kind of try to kill him. cannot just, you know, hex him and then immediately from hex use something like shackle. So something like that. If there's like an ogre magi that wants to stun, again, any stun, Rat King, Chaos Knight, all of that gets shipped back to them. So once you're stunned, even though you're stunned, they're also stunned. They can't really hit you. They will have to use Black King bar before they stun you or stuff. It becomes really annoying. So for stuff like that, there's always Lotus Orb, also use nice extra armor. And lastly, the Scepter. Scepter pretty much, what Scepter adds is it mutes the whole inventory instead of castable items, something like Black King bar. So I prepared tights with this, just to show how great the effect can be. So usually once you just cast your ult, as you can see, this is kind of crossed. I can't cast any of these. Problem with that is if anybody has Black King, so I can cast Plasma, I can cast Black King and just get out. No matter if it's that, if it's this, once you cast the Black King bar, you can just walk away from anything. So Scepter does exactly that you can't even escape with this now, right? I mean, you can't cancel the effect. You're gonna stay silenced no matter what. Something like Doom Salt. So when I cast it with the Scepter, yeah, I can't cast any spells, and it's just muting. I can't cast my Black King bar. So only once the ult stopped, I can cast it. So that is pretty much what Scepter does. Just stops. This is probably the best item to show. It just stops you from using Black King bar, for example. If there's somebody really annoying, you know, that kind of has, let's say it's Phantom Assassin. It's really hard to deal with Phantom Assassin without something that keeps her in. She has the blink. She can also just blink on you and kill you while all this is happening. So that would be kind of way to deal with those types of heroes. Really annoying one. That's also a carry. You want to, you know, kill the carry, deal with the carry effectively. That would be just one way, because, you know, even if you silence, let's say this Phantom Assassin, you silence her, you just press Black King and immediately blink on you, kill you. Not necessarily if you have something like Glimmer Cap, you can still escape, this stab you, but it's just an example how dangerous you can get anyways, and how your ult can be easily ignored if somebody has something like this. So if there's time, if there's possibility, if there's really need, and you decide like I wanna be the one that kind of deals with the whole Black King bar problem and people leaving my ult and not staying silenced, and your team can't kind of deal with it effectively, maybe just kind of skip one of these, get your other lens, get maybe something smaller. You know, you can make this. It's an option, and you know, kind of take the whole game into your hands. Really try to do something. Again, it's really risky. The item costs a lot. You're playing support. You're not really supposed to farm anything. You know, you got 3 cores that you gotta leave the space for. You gotta let them get the waves. You gotta let them get the jungle. You're not the type of hero that you just, you know, I'm gonna go into enemy jungle and farm their mobs. It can easily kill you. So it can be tricky, but it's doable. I've done it a couple of times when it was really needed. You know, I kind of got sick of exactly something like this. I just made a Scepter, forced them to stay in it, and it's just kind of great when you can pull it off. Nobody can really help them in that way, because if they get close, they get silenced as well. There's also glimpse. So, you know, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things you can do as Disruptor, however you choose. But yeah, that'll be something. That'll be all with the items. Really nothing else to add. Shard is also really nice. If you cast Shard on anybody that's from your team, whenever the dot kind of explodes, however you want to call it, they get movement speed, they get attack speed. You know, each interval when it strikes. So it can be a great way to save somebody. Each time the thunder hits, they get a movement boost. Offensively, if they're attacking, maybe cast on your carry or on your mid. If your mid is something like, you know, something like Sniper, Draw Ranger, whoever it is, Silencer maybe, even. So yeah, also 2 ways to use your Shard, offensively, defensively. And yeah, Scepter, we said Scepter. So that's pretty much it. as I said, already great utility, something that I just like making. I would just usually go the way of, you know, boots or tracker boots if I need into Netherlands, into any of these. Once I'm done with one of these, if I kind of feel I'm dying way too often still, I might just rush Aeon Disc and then make something like this, or if I had this and Aeon Disc, I would still finish Glimmer Cape. Glimmer Cape is always great for this hero. And again, if you want to do some really big interrupting stuff, I forgot to mention, you know, also interrupt souls like Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden. You know, that can be also big, not just Enigma soul, right? I always use Enigma, but yeah. And of course, Netherlands and all of these benefit from the extra cast range plus your spells. So they really all nicely come together, right? Everything works really well if you play it like this. Which is still a lot of money. The game is probably gonna end with you and like 2 items, you know, max 3 usually when the game ends. So that will be it. Talent tree shortly. First one I like kinetic field cooldown. This can be nice, but it takes time to hit. You know, Hood kind of completely removes the effect. Blacking bar, it's not. It can be great, but usually I kind of just like being able to get kinetic field as low as possible, because even if the fights often drag out, so it's great to have it like in AoE cage that you can spam more often. You know, this can potentially catch 5 people in it, so why not just lower the cooldown? But you can decide whatever you want. Second one, I just take Glimpse. I just make Glimpse into another damage spell. Static Storm duration is nice, but it's already 6 seconds, and like I said, they're not really gonna stay there. This is 4.4 at the last level, making this 8 seconds while they're being able to live in 4.4. You would need somebody in your team to kind of continue keeping them in it, which it might happen, it might not happen. I guess then you can decide based on that. If there's tides, he can ult after your ult and keep them much longer inside, or any control like that, but it's putting a lot into ult, and this kind of spreads the damage more evenly, because Glimpse always hits. You're always going to be casting this. It's an amazing cast range. Goes to 2000 or over 2000 actually with Netherlands buff. So you know, again, you can choose, but I just kind of like the right one. Third one, I just take this kind of the big one. This is why, again, I just talked about the Static Storm. So gives you 2 more seconds into kinetic field. That's the perfect amount actually to combo it with ult now. So if you hit level 20, if the game goes that long, I would always just take the right one. This pushes the kinetic field just over 6 seconds. As you can see, it's 4.4. So this is 6.4 and your ult is 6. So now you can just kind of keep him as long as the ult is there as well. So much better upgrade right now when they're the both duration, right? This is even longer. So now, like I said at the beginning, you'll have to open up with this and then this to get the max value. But if you get the level 20, you can just open up with this and not worry, because you have like exactly 0.4 extra seconds to cast this, and then the 6-second countdown starts, right? So really nice upgrade. That gives you kind of the max value. Thunderstrike hits. That's also fine. I would then probably take this to combo it with this if you want, but as you can see, this kind of just works much better, you know, combined like this. So I don't know, you can choose, right? Last one, you just take always the glimpse cooldown. You took the damage. Glimpse now becomes 6 seconds. This is 9 seconds, 6 seconds, and 10 seconds. Very close cooldowns, really low cooldowns for, you know, the type of the spells that there are. Glimpse can be deadly. I like I said, I'm just gonna level it. So look at the cast range. I can't even show it. Just look at the cast range of Glimpse with Netherlands. So I'm here, And this is the edge where I can cast. As you can see this side, this is where I can cast. Just put the dragon where it is. Exactly. So if this was enemy hero, I can put him. Let's say he blinked or jumped or did wherever the combo 4 steps away. If he did that from here, I can catch him all the way there with my glimpse and just put them all the way back. And as he's traveling back in like a wisp form or whatever it is, I just call it wisp form. Once he's about to hit the spot where he was, you just prepare him a nice kinetic field, and you give him ult if you need, if it's something you want to kill. That's just how glimpse becomes good, and now it also deals almost 300 damage right on top of that. So as you can see, it just goes way back there. Nobody is safe from a disruptor with Etherlands. Really, when you wanna catches you back with the glimpse, if you can see them, of course. If there's bars, you can see them, right? So you can see how big distance you can make and still not be safe at all from just one guy, from just one spell. And then all of this is still waiting for you once you arrive, and all of the party, right? Your teammates. So yeah, that would be Disruptor. Again, how we're gonna combine these items, think about Scepter, if it's needed, if you can pull it off. But anyways, you have fun. Even if you lose, this hero is always fun. Even if I'm losing hard, Disruptor is still kind of fun. You can just kind of troll them. Glimpse is also a great way. If you're on the lane, you would usually get a couple of levels of this because you wanna buff up the cast range, you know. So you would kind of be on the lane. The enemy hero would, let's say you're playing the left side, right, the Radiant. So you're kind of at their tower. You see somebody teleport at their tower, whoever it is on the enemy side. If you cast this immediately on them, you're gonna return them back to their base immediately. So you're gonna make him waste a teleport that's gonna go on cooldown, or you know, just spend it if there's no other else. Gonna cost him the teleport, the money, the cooldown on that, and they'll have to walk the whole way back to the lane again. Especially bad if you catch their carry like that for them. So if you see anybody teleporting on their tower from the enemy team and you have this, just immediately cast it on them, and it's gonna send them all the way back to their base, because that's where they were 4 seconds ago. Or maybe on like the whole other lane, maybe somebody wanted to gank, they teleported from here, from top lane to bottom lane. It's just gonna send them back to the top lane. You know, wherever they were. Usually they just gonna come from the base. So another great way to have fun with Glimpse. And yeah, that will be it. That will be it for Disruptor. Let's not waste any more time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.